translating quantum technologies from the lab out there into the community requires people to actually engage with that at a deeper level. We've been really lucky in EQUS to have fantastic co-chairs of our outreach and engagement portfolio, Kristen Harley and Ben McAllister, who have driven just an amazing array of programs that have connected with the Australian community.
So one of the massive highlights of EQUS outreach has been this National Quantum and Dark Matter Road Trip, which has become an amazing thing, almost a flagship science outreach event in Australia. In some ways, it can trace its origins back to a journey that I made with colleagues from Macquarie University in Sydney, travelling all the way across to Perth because there was an EQUS workshop in Perth. So to make it work, we then realised that we could apply for EQUS sponsorship. And in return for that, we could make it an outreach activity. We could stop at some regional schools, way outside the zones of where university visitors normally visit.
It went really well. We were like, yeah, we're going to do it again. And then COVID happened. And a lot of outreach was put on hold, including the road trip. But in 2021, the country was starting to open up again. Ben McAllister, with help from Linda Babor at the UWA node, thought, let's do it. Let's try this road trip around WA, visiting schools and doing other community events. Ben and I thought, would it be insane to scale it up and drive fully cross-country and make it the National Quantum and Dark Matter Road Trip? And we decided that, yes, it was insane and that we would do it nonetheless.
We teamed up with another ARC centre, the Centre for Dark Matter Particle Physics, and formed the National Quantum and Dark Matter Road Trip.
Now that road trip experience right across Australia is unique. I don't know anybody else that does it around the world. What I would like to see is that held up as an exemplar, which then around the world other people can use.
Usually we're used to talking very high level about quantum science to sort of other physicists, but we really had to sort of break down the concepts for these rural students who a lot of the time didn't even have that well of a grasp on English itself.
Everyone is so interested, and then just giving them flavor of like what we actually do in like dark room, just doing research or pointing lasers at things. That was a really great, life-changing experience.
I feel so much more comfortable to just give talks, to summarize my research ideas. Talking to young students helped me so much to make the message really easy to understand.
We've now had a few generations of researchers get these kinds of experiences talking to different groups. I mean, talking to schools, for example, is a skill. It's a thing you learn how to do. Very few people go out the first time and nail it, and you can't develop that skill unless you do it. So you have to provide those kinds of opportunities for the researchers as well. There are a lot of communities in the country, in this big, largely empty country, that don't get to hear about the really cool cutting-edge science that's going on in Australia, and don't necessarily get the same kind of opportunities to see that quantum science, for example, is something that they can actually do.
If they are the sort of person that might be captivated with enthusiasm for something like quantum science, the pathways into that are really through university education. So just throwing that out there and waving it as an idea in front of students has been a really fun thing to do. Presumably one day there will be students at university who will be saying to their friends, there was a time, I wasn't even thinking about uni, there was a time that some people visited my school and it really changed my view of what was possible and what my options were.
I grew up in regional Australia. We used to have people come through our school and do kind of performances, and it was just like the most exciting thing ever. For country kids and regional kids, that's really important and impactful to have people there in person.
Like quantum information is a research topic and also an industry part which is super new. So I feel we have now the opportunity to create a really safe and diverse and like equal space. And we can only do that if we involve everybody, and therefore it's really important to do outreach, to talk to as many people as possible, to get women included, to get young people included.
In research, we want to make sure that we're tackling problems that are actually important to people. Meeting with different people in schools who come from different backgrounds, different experiences to what people in our centre have had, you realise that there are different ways of looking at challenges, but also different challenges that exist. And it's really useful to have that that feedback to think about, well, actually, are we devoting our time to things that are going to make a real impact?
Yeah, we know it's no secret that representation in STEM is not as good as it could be today. And so things like the road trip are part of an effort to do that, because when we talk about diversity here, we're talking about all different kinds, background, socioeconomic upbringing, even just where physically you have come from. I mean, the number of people who go into STEM from remote and regional communities is a lot lower than the number who go in from inner cities. So that's part of the value of doing something like the road trip to help try and sort of boost those numbers and spread it around.
It's so rewarding speaking at schools and having kids engage in what you're doing. It has been one of the most exhausting and also rewarding experiences of my life. If you're keen to get involved in the National Quantum and Dark Matter Road Trip, absolutely do it.